Hello, everybody, and welcome to Manga Mavericks at Movies, a show where we talk smack about movies. Except we don't usually talk smack about movies, do we? No, we usually see movies that are pretty good to really good. But today, we saw a masterpiece, didn't we?
Yeah.
We saw a truly groundbreaking film. A biopic of Vincent Van Gogh. That is, the world's first fully oil-painted animated feature.
It was certainly a sight to behold.
It was a beautiful piece of artistry. They did not choose traditional animators to make this film. No, they chose classically trained oil painters. Over 130 artists contributed to the animation in this movie, drawing 65,000 frames on 1,000 canvases. They did rotoscope it. They shot live-action film with actors and then literally painted over it frame by frame.
Yeah.
It took them 2 years. It took them 4 years to perfect the process, but 2 years to actually make it. And overall, the production took 8 years to make.
Yeah, that's just insane to think about. But, like, when you look at the sheer quality of this film and just visually how it looks, it's just completely stunning. Like, there are certain scenes in this film that you could easily mistake for just straight up live action. I mean, sure, they're rotoscoping it, but it's still clearly painted. It still looks painted, but at the same time, it looks so real.
Yes.
It's just fantastic.
Again, that comes from the skill of these classically trained painters.
Yeah.
They have experience drawing from life and drawing to capture the essence of a real-life person, more so than most classically trained animators.
Yeah.
Like, their draftsmanship skills are, like, on another level. It is astounding.
Yeah.
And it really communicates through in the acting as well of the characters. Like, it is rotoscoped, so you have realistic movement, but also their sense of anatomy, the sense of form. It's astonishing in each subsequent frame how these people who were not trained as animators are able to keep the consistency and the form so tight. It's just beautiful artistry.
Yeah, it's just, like, so amazing to see. Like, there was some real talent involved with this.
The director of this film, Dorota Kobiela, trained as a painter before she moved on to film. And she was heavily inspired by the letters of Vincent Van Gogh. And through reading those letters, she was inspired to make this film, which essentially takes place a few months after the death of Van Gogh, and follows Armand Rouland, who is the son of Van Gogh's friend, the postman Rouland, as he tries to discover the truth behind Van Gogh's death in the process of trying to deliver his last letter to his brother Theo. And the film, of course, can never make any conclusions, but the way it tells its story is just so captivating. The artistry involved and how it will transition between scenes in the present to the past, using a black and white style for past scenes while we focus on colorful imagery in the present. Not to mention the fact that the entire film is full of homages and recreations of Van Gogh's paintings. We start off with Starry Night, of course, the famous one. But we also got his bedroom in Arles, which is an important location. We got the Cafe Terrace at night, the wheat field with cypresses, the yellow house, Pretty much every famous Van Gogh painting is used as a location, a background in this film. And several of his portraits are, of course, homaged and used as inspiration for the characters. We have, of course, real-life figures like Dr. Gachet, the doctor who took care of Vincent in Oz. But we also have fictional characters like Louise Chevalier, who is the innkeeper. We have the boatman. All of these characters inspired by portraits Van Gogh made. But we're not necessarily real people, but are so effective in telling the story. And the performances, incredible in bringing these people to life. Like, these are... It really makes a difference that you feel like you're watching real people, actors communicate with each other, rather than performances of caricatures.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can really feel, like, the impact in their voices. Like, I guess, like we said before, it's rotoscoped, and they did use professional actors for this as the models. And I think they also voiced the actual characters, right? The actors that they use as models.
Yes.
Yeah, so, like, just from doing that, you can really feel just the overall impact when they're conveying, like, the dialogue and stuff. And it just is so effective.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, going back to what you said about the backgrounds, like, one, like, really great scene that stuck out to me about that was back when the postman's son was talking to Gachet's daughter, and before it does the flashback, you could see in the background the colors are slowly becoming darker and darker, and it just eventually shrouds completely in black.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing transition that, like, they had established before that the flashbacks are the black scenes, the colorful scenes are the present. Just doing that sort of transition, though, was just so amazing.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, those black and white scenes, they approach realism to the level that you could mistake them for live action.
Yeah, like, if you don't, like, if you pay attention, you could tell that's painted, but if you're just, like, looking at a still frame for this, you could easily mistake it for live action.
I have to say that this film shows what traditional animation can accomplish that even CG has not approached yet. To be able to capture reality and transmit it in animated form, this is truly a masterpiece of animation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this should be nominated for an Oscar.
It really should. It's unfortunate that it is not only a foreign film, but a film that few people have seen, that it probably will not get a nod over the latest Disney Pixar flick.
It's such a shame, because it's just so unique. It's the type of film that you just don't see made, like, ever, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the artistry is what truly captivated me throughout the entire movie. Just the way that every frame was different, and then how they were recreating Van Gogh's iconic paintings, and how they were transitioning from scenes from one to another. Like, they make use of the animated medium so well to have transitions, have paintings bleed into each other. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the story is captivating, too. The story of Van Gogh's life and his death is deeply fascinating, deeply tragic, and it's very interesting to see it in the way it's explored, seeing all these different rumors, all these different takes on what could have happened. And obviously, as I said before, the movie doesn't come to any definitive conclusions because it can't. But it portrays such a humanizing, such a raw depiction of Van Gogh that you really connect with. And you really connect with the entire scene, the entire circumstances that led up to his death. And there's really no villain in the film. There's like...
Yeah. Like, they kind of pull the red herring thing, where, like, you kind of, like, think that Gachet is going to be this terrible person.
No,
he's
not.
By the end of the film, you're like, fuck, this guy, like, really cared about him.
He really cared.
Yeah.
The performance just sells it, too. Like, we never know why Van Gogh might have killed himself. We can never know if he really killed himself, or if he was covering for someone like...
Renee, or was it? I think it was
Renee.
Yeah,
Renee was the suspect
Based on the flashbacks, he sounded like a total dick.
Yeah, but again, we are relying on the film's depiction of this character. Though the real-life Renee did admit he bullied Vincent.
Yeah, so fuck Renee.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just such captivating performances, such beautiful artistry. And just the story of Van Gogh is so deeply fascinating that I think if you are a huge fan of the work of Van Gogh or are deeply interested in his legacy and the story behind his death, then this is a really interesting film to watch. And if you are an animation connoisseur, you owe yourself to watch this film because this is some of the most innovative animation, some of the most groundbreaking accomplishments in the medium that I have seen in some time. And it shows what you can do with the traditional animation process and the marriage of it and traditional oil painting in a way that I have never seen before. But I think, like, really makes you think of, oh my gosh, what could we do with this kind of medium going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, like, this kind of animation is just, like, such an amazing idea and so ambitious. Like, we've seen it a little bit with Japanese animators. Like, there is one animator in Japan who's been doing a lot of paint-on-glass animation. The guy, I forget his exact name, but he's the guy who did the Mob Psycho 100 ending theme. But yeah, like, just seeing on this scale, though, what this type of animation can do is just so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I hope we get more films like this. Because it's just such an interesting idea, and just brings in such a unique take to animation.
Yeah, I think that you could only make a film like this through the medium of Van Gogh's paintings themselves. So this was truly an inspired artistic endeavor. And it succeeded wholesale.
Yeah, totally.
I thought I would have more to say about this film, but to get into this, it's really a simple film when you get down to it, but just to really emphasize just how incredible the artistry behind it is.
It's kind of
and
hard.
How compelling the storyline of Van Gogh's life is.
Like,
it is a film that I don't think can be given justice in description alone. I think it is an experience that really must be seen to be appreciated.
It very much, it is something you really have to watch for yourself to really see the beauty of. Because it is such a unique film. It probably isn't like anything you've seen before.
Yes.
It's, fantastic. Like, honestly, I really hope this gets some sort of home video release in the US.
I am sure it will.
Yeah, because I honestly want to think... I'm considering picking that up. Cause,
definitely.
This is...
Especially if they have behind-the-scenes material showing the process of making the film.
That would be
I want to see that.
That would be insane. I mean, this is just like a fantastic film. I'm really glad that our local Minneapolis theater was showing this for like an entire month, because...
I am so lucky that I had managed to find out that this film was being made, because I had not heard about it at all until I randomly looked up just Fathom events, special screenings on Fandango, and I saw that this was something that was playing, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, whoa! What is this? How have I not heard it being discussed in animation circles?
I think this just comes down to the problem that, like, I guess, like, in terms of U.S. animation, we're so insular into what we see. Like, at most we see, like, anime and then American stuff. Yeah. And then everything else is shafted. Like, you don't see people talking about, like, Moon of, like, the... Guardian of the Moon. I forgot the title. But it was a cool film. But, like, Moon or Last Man, like, mature animation from the French industry. Like, you don't see anything outside, like, U.S. and Japan, and, like, at least in the circles that we live in America, which is such a shame. I know we have companies like G-Kids that are really pushing other foreign animation industries and localizing their stuff, But I really wish it would become more commonplace, because there's so many unique films out there that just don't get exposure.
Yeah.
Like, I know we have Breadwinner coming in a few months into U.S. theaters, and I hope that gets, like, a lot of acclaim, because that film looks unique, but we need more stuff like that. And we need more stuff like Loving Vincent, too, because this stuff's just amazing. It's just stuff that you don't see anywhere in American animation or Japanese animation or any of the mainstream animation that we view.
Yes, I'm really glad that I had a chance to see this, and I definitely am going to make sure to keep closer tabs on foreign animated films that are getting released over here, because we almost missed this, we almost missed Moon.
Yeah. We missed Girl Without Hands, I think.
So if you don't keep your tabs on when these stuff is coming out over here, then you are going to miss your chance to see them until a hopeful home video release.
Yeah, I mean, G-Kids does good with that, but I think with a lot of, like, more niche films, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, however you can find this film, check it out. Buy it on DVD, buy it on Blu-ray, buy it digitally if it has a digital release. I don't think it has one yet, but hopefully, I want this film to get a lot of exposure.
This film is an inspiring achievement of artistry that really inspires me as an artist, both for its technical achievements and its narrative of Van Gogh's life. It's just so much you can get out of it if you're a huge fan of classic art and animation and boat and film.
Yeah. Like
traditional art, animation, film. If you are a fan of any of these things, you need to see this movie, because this movie is a beautiful marriage of all of them.
Yeah. Like, this is probably one of the most beautiful films you'll probably have seen.
Yes.
It's just that good. This probably sounds like really overhypey, but it's that good.
It really
is.
I can only hope the next film we'll watch will be as good as this.
And what will be the next film?
I have no clue.
Oh wait, Justice League. Crap.
Well, who knows if I'm gonna pair that with this.
That's a good point, considering how late these come out.
Yeah. Guess we'll see.